Hello and welcome to One Club Champ. We are Aylesbury United. It is May 2033 and we've come to pretty much the end of the season. Today's game is going to be Aylesbury versus Chelsea at Chelsea's ground. And let's go through kind of how the season planned out and do a little bit of an analysis, comparison, look at some of the players and kind of figure out how we can improve. So, as you can see in the league table, we are sat third, which we finished last year and the season before that. So, basically, 3 years in a row, we have now finished third. Now, 81 points. Compared to last season, I believe last season we had 71. So, if we go back, last season, 71 points. 84 goals scored. 44 allowed, a goal difference of 40 and 71 points. 21 wins, 8 draws, 9 losses. With one game to go, we're on 81 points. We've scored less goals, we've let in less goals, but we actually have a more positive goal difference by 3. We've only lost 4, won 24 and drawn 9, and we've obviously got one game left versus Chelsea. So even if we lose that one, we've still, from losing 9 league games last year to losing 4 with a game to play is an improvement. We've got a 10-point swing. So when we look at the transfers that we made and we invested in some high quality players, we sunk some money into the team, some big players, 315 million. We sold some, 259 million, and still, yet we are where we're at, in the league, finishing third again. Interestingly enough, last season, 76 points won you the league, and this year, 92 points. United have only lost 1, and that was to Spurs, and Spurs have only lost 1, and that was to United. They've only allowed 14 goals, United, and Spurs have only allowed 19 goals. I mean, an incredible season for both of those teams. So for us to continue to push the bar on, we've improved it by 10 points. So now where do we go? We had to change the tactic mid-season. If we go into the schedule, have a little look as we went through the year. Let's bring it back up. Here's how we started. Go through September, 3 wins and 1 tie. Go through August. You go through September, and we're still doing real well. Only a loss there in the Carabao Cup. Not really a bother to me, to be honest. This season, because we were really pushing for Champions League. Again, a solid October. Lots of 1-0s though. Lots of 1-0s. A 1-0 against Newcastle. 1-0 against Arsenal. 0-0 against Juventus, which obviously is a great result. And then we lost to Wolves, followed up by another 1-0 at Burnley. A lot of really close results. Again, through November, same thing here, like scoring in the 93rd minute to beat Bristol City. And here in December, as with many champ careers, the wheels start to come off around about that Christmas break, especially if you don't have a big squad. And you have to try and figure out ways of plugging the gaps when you have to rest or get some injuries. And we are having significant injuries around here. As you can see, DS Funchal, apart from the penalty and the brace here, DS Funchal had a pretty quiet December. Losing to Spurs, not a big deal here, lost 4-1, considering the season they had. And then a draw against Watford, a big away win against West Ham, and then Wolves did the double over us. We won again. And so then, another couple of 1-0 wins against Swansea and Newcastle. And then here we go. Look at this form. From around mid-January, a loss, a draw, a loss, a draw, a win and a draw. So we've only had, out in January, 3 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws, and the wheels really started to come off. And so we started to play around with the tactic. And as you can see from that 5-0 loss at home to Derby County, who, by the way, Derby County are in the Championship, lost in a 4th round replay. We then basically haven't lost a game since. I believe it's 19 games that we have gone through. Even in the Champions League, if we go to the Champions League and let's see kind of how we did. We got knocked out in the quarterfinal to Liverpool. Currently, the final is going to be between Spurs and Liverpool. Liverpool are going for back-to-back wins. Again, if we go a little bit further back, here we are. This was the game. We didn't lose. 3-3, and we got knocked out on aggregate. And you'll start to see here this little formation that we played around with. And unashamedly, we found a tactic from Knapp, whichever way you want to pronounce it. And we was like, okay, I like this setup, but we can't just plug in and play this guy. So we want to be really transparent here. We took that formation and we changed it. We changed a couple of things. We changed the role of this player right here to a ball-winning midfielder. Obviously, Jez Isaac sits in there very nicely. We changed over here the false 9 position and we dropped Alan Kardec in here. Now, the thing that we wanted with when you give the attacking playmaker role, they don't shoot often. And with Alan Kardec, he has got some long shots, 16 in long shots. And so I want to encourage that type of stuff, shooting from distance. So we played around with a little bit. We also messed around with the set pieces, the corners, which is something that I really like to kind of have a look at doing. Let's go to corners. So here we changed around some of the things here. We wanted some players on the edge. We put Mark and Tony in there, and the 2 big centre backs. He's a towering. He scores a lot of kind of goals from the back. Obviously, we want the 2 forwards go in there, and then we offer a little short option as well. So we played around with the style too of the tactic. So even in here, we looked at creating a kind of a different setup. So we made sure that we weren't just like copying a tactic and putting it in. But this does seem to be a powerful formation, which allowed us to kind of put Kardec in, which then obviously, if you look at the results here, we started banging in some goals. You know, big wins here. We beat Porto 3-0 at home. We beat Leicester 4-1 away. We came over here, beat Burnley 4-2, beat Millwall 5-0, Norwich 3-0, and Forest 6-0. So, all in all, our setup, our tactic has changed. We've still got the old one, so we still like this 4-4-2, and we can definitely go and play this. This works really well for us. But also, we have the ability here to play around with this kind of 4-4-2, I guess, with this diamond in there with Kardec, Sydney Alexander, Bukia, and Isaac. The only one who actually does sometimes drop in here is Paulito. And if we do play Paulito in there, he's injured right now, then we put him on the deep playmaker role and he sits in there. But, you know, since he's injured, Jez Isaac gets that role and he is not a playmaker. So he just goes straight on to ball winning and we ask him to sit. So there you go. We, a little bit of a change with the tactic. Definitely using something that will enable our players here to really kind of excel. Team dynamics are looking really well. Hierarchy is all good. Obviously, these players here are pretty new to the team. We've got a highly influential group here. Everybody seems to be, other than this player on loan, everyone seems to be very happy. 24 players support me, which is great. We want the support of the manager. Club info, let's check this out right now. I love this graph up here. Aylesbury United Stadium, 22,000, loving it, loving our own ground. We might need to look at updating the kits, so we might have to get a custom kit. We brought in a couple of other young lads. We're worth 1.33 billion. Again, let's come to the general. Here we go. We are a legend of the club. Icons are Sam Dolby, who has retired from the game, but 112 league appearances, 46 league goals. He is a legend, an icon at the game. Abubakar Sako is an icon. He's currently playing out in Dubai. And Greg Williams, who is currently involved at Aylesbury United, is an icon. Dias Funchal, no, not an icon. He isn't on the same level as Sam Dolby, apparently, even though he's scored 117 goals. And in fact, the record for the club, let's go and have a little look. The record for the club is, I believe it's 123 league goals. Let's go and have a look. Club info, history, records. Here it is. Cliff Hercules, 123 league goals. So Dias Funchal is not far behind, taking Cliff Hercules' record at Aylesbury. But here he is. As you can see, he's fluctuating here. All this interest in him every year is the same. Tottenham are now looking at him. So, I don't know. Maybe there comes a day where we have to say goodbye to Dias Funchal. Dude just has a very good season, a breakthrough season, to be honest. He's now worth 53 million. He plays up there. If you have a look, last year, only 5 league goals, but he did score getting double figures. But he only started 8, come off the bench for 15. In this one, 15 league goals in 22 starts, 21 goals across all competitions. So he's had a pretty good season. Look at that average rating, 7.53. Alan Kardec, I think he needs time to blood in, to be honest. We still trying to crowbar him in to the formation, when we were playing 4-4-2. So now, hopefully, with this new one, as you can see, not really a great year for Aylesbury, but we've got to give faith. Hopefully, he'll grow. Bukia has been a standout. I mean, he's a world-class midfielder, 5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Again, finishes the season on 12 goals from centre of midfield, 9 league goals. Maybe more assists, only 4 in the league, and his passing percentages are always up there. Who else should we go through here? Kato, he's our record signing. Now Kato, now he's playing in that left wing back role, but here's his season. 9 league goals, 9 assists, 4 man of the matches in 23. He had a bit of an injury plagued season. Twisted ankle, pulled groin, and a twisted knee. And before that, we got shin splints. So he was out, throughout the season for little bits. And, that's just kind of what we had to play with there. All right. Anybody else to really look at? Mark and Tony, just absolute beast in the back, having a great season. 7.26. Love that. Let's go through some, just one more little thing here. Yeah, we'll talk to you a little bit about a young kid we're trying to give some minutes. He's got no real chance, but here's Joe Bancroft. We're trying to get more young players to come through our youth academy, and we're building it up. But here's Joe. He's a pressing forward. Not much to write home about. Awful stats, but we're trying to throw him on to give him, some experience. Who else have we got here? Christian, new signing. We brought him in for free on a free transfer from Gremio. And by the way, Gremio just have unbelievable players on this game. He's a wonder kid with a 4-star potential. He's worth 14 million, and we've played him a couple of times out on the left, but we'll see how that goes. We brought in this guy on loan because Carrizo and the Yuki both were injured at the time, so we needed to bring him in. Not much to write home about with this guy. And there we go. So, there's not much really left. We got knocked out in the third round of the Carabao Cup, knocked out in the fourth round against Derby County, and knocked out on away goals by one of the finalists and potential winners in the Champions League. And now we've obviously qualified for the Champions League. We can't finish fourth, we can't finish second, and Dias Funchal potentially could be the top goal scorer in the league. He's currently on 22. Haaland here is still a beast, and he's got 19 league goals. So let's go and see if we can get a win in the last game of the season. Okay, Chelsea. So look, if you look at it, we've actually got a more positive performance against them. We've got inconsistent form, and ours is strong. We're going over to Stamford Bridge. Everybody on the train into Marylebone, and then head over to Chelsea. Here's our league. Oh, yeah, he'll be fine. Kardec will be fine. So Chelsea will be playing in a 4-2-3-1. We're all on regens now, apart from Kai. Kai Havertz is in there. Let's have a quick look at him. He's 33 right now, and it looks like his contract is running out. So maybe he'll be available for a free transfer, but we're not really interested. I mean, look at that stellar career. He's now definitely starting to fade away as a 33-year-old. So this would be probably his final game for Chelsea. All right, into the dressing room we go, and what do we want to tell them? Yeah, form standings of Chelsea in 12th and we are first. Let's show them why. We have faith in them to have a great game and make a difference. Let's tell the forwards. And here we go. Free kick to Chelsea. We're a minute in. And there you go. Isaac puts him off on that shot. I really like Jez Isaac. He's great for these type of games. Tenacious defensive midfielder, especially this type of game where he's away from home and he just sits in there and doesn't go forward too much. Quintas into Dude. Quintas back into Sidney Alexander and Dude. And Dias Funch. Oh no, offside. Offside, buddy. You can always tell the offside because you see the linesman, he just doesn't move. He stays still. A number of times I've got excited with goals and then they just get cancelled. Or disallowed, sorry. Well, we're 20 minutes in. We've had more chances than Chelsea. And again, I really want to see Kardec just hasn't been fit this year, but he's got all of the roles to get in there. I mean, look at those stats for an attacking midfielder. Here we go, throwing on the right-hand side there for Chelsea. Ooh, hits the post. Our defending from set pieces has been far from perfect. Yeah, I've definitely conceded a lot of goals this year from defending set pieces. Short passes are connecting well, and we should encourage our players to try and play a short passing game. And Yuki Kato, who is a winger, is getting skinned. Well, he's got tackling level 11. That's good enough. Right, free kick to Dude. Headed in by Elton Roden. Great header. Here we go. Look at this replay. Swung in and he's up at the back post above 4 Chelsea players. And there we go, just before half time. Elliot Roden, by the way, was a defender that gave us a lot of problems this season. He was banging on about giving him minutes. And so, Aditya Sekan was one of them. He's played 34. But, we ended up giving a bit more time to Elliot Roden. And he is... Or Elton Roden. And he's repaid us. Have a little look at Elton's stats here. They're not great. I mean, look, there's a bunch of mid-teens, low teens. And to be fair, if there's a bid that comes in for him, I'd bin him off. Well, we've created a lot of shots. We haven't really had anything. As you can see, Alan Kardec, 6.3. Like, we're playing him in his preferred position. And nothing is really happening with him. He hasn't influenced the game. Maybe he's just not quite there. Here is Phil Turner for Chelsea. Oh, yeah, Sydney Alexander. Great ball into DS Funchal. Breaking away into the penalty box. And a finish. And that is his 31st goal of the season. Great assist by Sydney Alexander there. Just left-footed. Curled it around the outside. DS Funchal takes on the fullback into the 18-yard box. Rides that tackle from number 14, Boake. I'm surprised that would have been a penalty if he would have gone down. And you know what? We've got 20 minutes left of the season here. We might need to give a couple of boys a run out. 2-0 up against Chelsea. Alan Kardec, get to that. There you go. Bukia breaks forward. Can you finish? No, you can't. All right, let's pause there. We go into the tactics. Let's see what we can do. You know what? I think it's time to give... let's give Wilson a go over here. We'll put in Wilson for Bukia. And we'll take out Elton Roden and let Aditya Sekan finish out the season. And Joe Bancroft is going to get maybe, I'd say, 10 minutes at the end of this game. We don't want to start making too many youth academy kids coming on when it's only 2-0. Oh, come on, dude. Nice ball there by Alan Kardec, and his rating goes up to 6.8 after that pass, and now down to 6.7. So he's not quite good enough. Maybe he's just going to be one of those frustrating players where he has wonderful stats, and there you go. All right, so we're going to take out Kardec. He hasn't done the job for us. Joe Bancroft is going to get the role, and we're going to push him high up there, and then play him in his pressing forward role. Let's have a little look. Shoot less often and dribble less and take fewer risks and just short passing. There we go. Because he isn't that good. But we're giving him a little run out at the end of the season. Five minutes to go. Aditya Sekan ball into Kato on the left hand side. He's breaking. What's he got? Just an average shot into the Chelsea goalkeeper. Mark Antony picking up his 7th yellow card of the season. Quintas, who's been in there for Glauber. Oh, DS Funchal rises high above their fullback, nods it in, makes it 3-0 to Aylesbury. Quintas, just a little dinker. Get up there, DS Funchal, 6'6" of him, heads it back across goal, and that is his 32nd goal of the season. Quintas has actually done a nice job for us this year. Just because normally it would have been Glauber, Here you go, 3-0 away win to Chelsea. We're very happy with that. Yeah, here's where is he? Let's have a look. Rafael Quintas. Here he is. He just got he's in the under-21s for Portugal, and because Glauber has a broken foot, he got his chance, and he's done all right. I mean, look, 14 starts, finishes with a 7.12 rating, and there you go. Let's see how that all breaks down in terms of final kind of settings in the Premier League, at least. So there we go. Confirms our third place finish in the Premier League. 4 losses. Got the double against Wolves. You know, we lost against Spurs and we lost against Man City away. You know, and then if you look at these draws, we drew against United twice. We drew against Tottenham, Liverpool twice. You know, and then look at all these wins. I mean, we pretty much beat everybody else. But 84 points, a plus. That's better than last year. So we got 13 points more than last year. We've got a 6-goal plus differential, and we've got 25 wins. And that brings, if you look at where we're pretty much, I'm not sure what happened there. Why that went down to last place, but we were pretty much third all the way. We went to fourth, to third, and then back into there. So there we go. End of the 2032-2033 season. And if we go to our tactic, where we're looking to improve, I think we've got Glauber over here, who can easily play as that complete wing back over on the right hand side. Kato's done a nice job playing over there on the left hand side. You know, I really think that if we can get this player Kardec, if we can get him firing, I think he's going to be the difference. But as you can see, 6.68, there's question marks. So maybe we need to go and find an extra player that can go in there. All right, there you go. There is the season update. And thank you for watching One Club Champ. And we'll be back for a transfer update at the start of the 2033-2034 season.